Often we hear these stories that they'll entrench somewhere else, they'll move their business to the Channel Islands alone, but they've also been hit.
Yes, it seems to be a decision to close the whole of the offshore operation. The headquarters of AIB Offshore is actually in Jersey, but that is closing as well. They have fewer jobs in Jersey, it's about 60 I think or thereabouts.
But the top end jobs, no doubt.
But they're top end jobs, they're senior management jobs, all those jobs will go along with the 115 in the Isle of Man, and the business then will retrench back into Dublin again.
I mean, there's no getting away from the seriousness of this. This is a big employer, and those people are all paying in their taxes to you.
Yes, it will mean a loss of tax to the Isle of Man government at a time, obviously, when our own finances are under some extreme pressure. So the situation will not be assisted by this. I hope over the next 18 months, with the assistance of our own Department of Economic Development, we'll be able to help many of these people back into work again and redeploy them into other good paid jobs elsewhere in the economy. But there's a big challenge there for government now to work with local management to try and get the best outcome for the staff and of course for the Isle of Man itself.
This probably won't be the last one to make such an announcement, will it?
Well, we've no indication at the moment that the other Irish banks are planning anything similar. This particular bank, or joint banks really, are in a slightly different position in the sense that they are 100% owned by the Irish government. The Bank of Ireland, for example, is in a different position. It's not owned by the Irish government. The government only has a small stake in it. And we've no indication at all at the moment that there are any plans afoot for them, or indeed any other bank, to leave the island. So this might only be a one-off, but it ought to be a warning sign to the island that we have to wake up, we have to sharpen up in terms of creating a more conducive atmosphere on the island for new economic investment, for new development, and to promote the island as hard as we possibly can to create the jobs we need, which we know we're going to lose over the next year or two.
So there are going to be more job losses, you think, though?
I think it would be naive to say in the present economic situation, bearing in mind that the Irish economy has now gone back into recession again. The UK is very close to recession. If there is any revival, it will be a long, slow, tortuous revival in the UK. It's in those circumstances, it's highly unlikely that there will be no impact on the Isle of Man, and therefore I'm afraid to say there probably will be more job losses over the next few months, and certainly over the next year or two. Our job as government now is to try and generate the new jobs we need to replace those who unfortunately probably will leave our shores.